Walkaround family, welcome back to another video. Today we have a 24 Honda Pilot Touring in platinum white pearl with a black interior. The Touring is one notch below the Elite, which is fully loaded. Below this you have the Trail Sport, you have EXL, Sport, and LX in that order, even though technically the Trail Sport is an upgrade from the Sport and the Touring is an upgrade from the EXL. When we get to the trim walk, I'll go into detail over that. So from 23 to 24, the designs are still the same. Full LED headlamps. I actually have them on for you guys so you can see the LED low beams is on the outside. The LED high beams is in the middle. LED turn signals, and you have your LED daytime running lights. And I like this new design of the daytime running lights on the Pilot from the previous generation. And you do get LED fog lights on the Touring. Right on this bumper portion right here, it is chrome. Depending on what trim level you will get, it will be a different color. And you have this little bumper curtain there as well. Coming along to the front, you can see right down below there's some silver piece to kind of break up some of the flat black that's at the bottom. The lower grill down there got flat black, and the Touring will give you parking sensors front and back. Let's take a look at that platinum white pearl, a very popular color. Look at that. And this one is dirty, but because of the platinum white pearl, don't show the dirt as much. Taking a look at the grille, it is gloss black, and you have this huge Honda emblem up front, which also houses your radar. Above that, you do have a chrome eyebrow piece above the grille, cuts into the headlights. Overall, the design of the Pilot has been very popular because the previous one was more curvy, and the original Pilot was more boxy, so this is a mixture of curvy and boxy. It's been a crazy seller. It's been really hard for me to grab one of these to even make a video on them, especially on the 23s and the 24s. New hood design, you still have that bulge in the middle of the hood. You do have wider windshield, and you do have the newer, wider Honda sensing camera. Slimmer A-pillars as well, reduce your blind spot. And the side mirrors are on the normal portion. I was gonna say it's on the lower part of the door, but that's only for the Civic and CRV and HRV. The Pilot still has it on the door like normal. Body colored up top, flat black down below, LED turn signals integrated in the side mirrors. Taking a look at the side profile, you can see the proportions of the Pilot looks very more aggressive compared to the previous Pilot. So the Touring will give you gloss black roof rails up above. You do have a flat black above the windows, and then below the windows, you have chrome piece going along as well. Body colored door handles. You do have some more silver down here to help break up some of that black down there. Now this Pilot does have a protection package on it, so it will have the fold-in cargo tray. You have the splash guards behind each wheel and wheel locks on each rim, and the lug nuts are black, and I believe that's standard on the Touring. They come black. Taking a look at the rear, when you pull up behind this, you know it's a Pilot, got Pilot spelled out boldly in the back. You do have your Honda emblem right above that, that's in chrome. But before we even get down there, you have your shark fin style antenna. It is body colored, and you do have a window spoiler, which is half gloss black and half body colored with an LED brake light, and it's clear. The wipers is exposed, and you have this little sticker here letting you know you do have the hands-free tailgate, so you can kick underneath the bumper and it'll open and close for you like I just did. You can also kick to close the tailgate as well. The tail lights are a combination, so your brake lights are LED, but your turn signals, regular bulbs, reverse lights, I believe those are regular bulbs too. They made it where it look like LEDs, which is really cool. So if you never really looked at it, you would have thought this whole thing is LED. And you do have your rear camera here with a washer on there, so it can wash the camera. And your license plate light is also LED at night as well. You do have a Touring badge letting you know that you don't have a base model, you don't have a regular Pilot, maybe not an Elite, but still Touring, so you're still up there. And your all-wheel drive badge is in chrome as well. Rear bumper is flat black with some parking sensors on there. Silver piece to kind of clean up the back and give you a little bit more rugged design back here. And you do have these exhaust tips. That looks real, but if you're pretty familiar with the Pilot, it's not. You do have your exhaust tips underneath there. Another one over there. So it is dual exhaust tips. And you do get a spare tire, but the spare tire is a donut. If you want a full-size spare tire, you have to get a Trail Sport. Now let's take a look over here. You do have a capless fuel filler. So you just push in and it'll open for you. There's no gas cap. If the Pilot is locked, it'll lock this door. Like this piece right here will lock the door. So now that way anyone can't just open this guy up. Technically, this is your gas cap right here. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this guy off. I had it running so I can show you guys the lights. On the side mirrors, you do have blind spot. And I know in the previous Pilot, that was on the inside. Honda put it back on the outside. So pretty interesting. And you do have smart entry. So you can tap here, lock all the doors, put your hand in the handle, unlock the door. As long as the key's nearby, it's in your pocket, or just on your body. The Touring also will give you smart entry on the rear doors too. The Pilot usually have smart entry only on the driver door and the passenger door. Now on the Touring and Elite, you can lock it and unlock it from back here. So that's actually pretty cool. That will come in handy. Now, by default, if you put your hand in that driver door, it only unlocks the driver door, so the boogeyman don't jump in with you when you're by yourself. But if you put your hand in the passenger door or any of these back doors, it will unlock all of the doors. And speaking of doors, let me show you guys the new Honda key that Honda's been using on pretty much all of their Hondas now. You have lock, you have unlock. The circle is for your remote start. So if you lock it once and then you hold the circle, keep holding it till it flashes at you like that, then you can let go. And then it'll turn on and flash at you 3 times to let you know it's running. So remote start is built in on the key fob. You can also download Honda Link and be able to start your vehicle from your phone, and that way you don't need a key. You don't have to like look at the car to start it. You can start from wherever you are, which is a cool feature. And then you also have a trunk button that will open and close your tailgate. Back there, you have your panic button here, and then you have a button here. Actually, you want to turn off the remote start, you just hold it. It'll flash at you one time, it'll turn back off. And then you have this button here that will take out the emergency key that's in the fob. Now you do have memory seats, so behind each key is gonna have a 1 or a 2. You can save your seat position, your side mirrors, and your settings to a key, which is cool. Unlock that guy. Let's look in the interior. Now this one is the black interior. Forgot to turn off the headlights, put that back to auto. The black interior is a more common color option. Most of the colors come with black interior. You can get gray and you can get brown, but the brown is only for the Elite, it's not for the Touring. So you only can get black or gray on a Touring or anything below this guy. So on the door itself, we have slightly soft touch up top. And this portion here is soft, armrest is soft. Block the sun so you guys can see. So you have auto up down for the rear windows and auto up down for the driver and passenger windows. So all 4 power up, auto up and down, I keep saying power. Power locks, power mirrors. You do have your memory seats here. So driver 1, driver 2. This is only on the driver door, but 2-position memory come in handy if someone's short and the other driver is tall and you know, you hate readjusting your seat. You can just save all your settings in there. You do have some storage down here. You got a bottle holder, more storage there, more storage there. So you can hide all your maps and receipts and gum wrappers and kids stuff and all that good stuff. Take a look on the inside. So even though it's black interior, the stitching is gray, or is it white? I think it's white, white stitching. And a lot of customers tell me that this is not black interior. They tell me this is charcoal or like a very, very light grayish black. Just look at one in person and I can see what they're saying because, you know, it's light, like this is black, and then look at that guy and look at this guy. You can see a difference. So even though Honda has black interior, if you don't like a very dark interior, it's not that dark. Now the driver's seat is power, and you have lumbar in and out. You have power front and back. Power forward and back, hand slip, forward and back, and then up and down for the whole seat. And then you can adjust this portion right here up and down as well, which is pretty cool, so you can tilt it. On your passenger seating, you have power forward and back, and power forward and back for the back. And that's pretty much it. So 4-way power on the passenger side. Let's jump in here, get the heat going. Even though the sun is out, still a little chilly. So you close the door up. Welcome to your Honda, pops on. You put your foot on the brake, push the button back here, and let you start it up. Also on the door, you do have a gloss black on this portion here. Depending on what trim level you go with, it will be different, a different material. Not material, different like design. And you do have the silver piece that kind of break it up. On the left side of the steering wheel, you do have your air vent, which is the same shape as the tail light of the Pilot. You do have your trunk button, open and close, your traction control on and off. That's pretty much it. Honda usually have like a sea of buttons over here. They're slowly putting everything in the screen for all your options. That's usually right there. And then let's see if I can show you guys down here. So you have your hood release there, and that's pretty much it. There's no button for the trunk because remember, you push in on the door for the trunk. You do have your cluster here, and it is half digital and half analog. So if you want the full digital display here, you need to get an Elite, and an Elite is the only trim to get it. A lot of people complain that it should be on the Touring and the Trail Sport, but you know, this is what Honda have set up. So the right side is analog, so there's always going to be a speedometer, and then the left side is digital, so you can customize it to be whatever you want. You do have a digital speedometer in the middle, even though you have an analog speedometer on the right, and you have what mode you're in, your miles, your gas mileage, what gear you're in, outside temperature, and left side, like I said, you can customize whatever you want. So on the left stock here, you have your light switch, you have off, auto, parking, and on, and you also have your fog lights on and off, and you do have auto high beams that's standard on the Touring. Let me turn this guy down. It is pretty warm in here. Put it 72, let's do that. And on the left side of the steering wheel, you do have your next track, previous, volume, home button for the display there. And you do have your scroll wheel for the display there. And you have your voice command. So if you hold it and your phone is paired and you have an Apple, it'll be Siri. If your phone is Android, then it'll be Google Assistant. Now, let's take a look at this left screen over here. Let's take a zoom in for you guys. There we go. So you have a few options. So if you use the scroll wheel on the right side, you're able to see range and fuel. So this is going to show you how much range you have on a full tank and what you're averaging, speed and time for the engine, what you're listening to. So AM, FM, you know, satellite radio, USB, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If your phone is paired, then you can see your speed dials or your contacts or your recent dials. Navigation, if you don't have a destination in here, it would just be a compass, but then you have go home, you can put your address in there, save places and recent if you use the built-in navigation system. And then, let's go back. Driver attention will tell you, are you fully awake to drive the vehicle? So if you fill up all those bars, it'll give you a message, maybe you should pull over. All-wheel drive torque distribution is going to show you the torque between all four wheels. You have the option to get two-wheel drive or all-wheel drive with the Touring, and if you get the all-wheel drive, it is the IVTM4, which is Honda's all-wheel drive system, and it can split the torque between each wheel. So if you're ever curious to see what's going on with your wheel, then you can take a look there. Seatbelts, who got their seatbelts on? I'm a bad noodle because I've got mine's on, it's red. Get your oil life here, tire pressure. And it's cool because the smaller SUV, well, Passport has tire pressure, but anything below Passport don't give you a tire pressure for each wheel. It'll just give you the light to let you know when your tires are low. Here in safety support, you can turn on and off your road departure mitigation, your blind spot monitoring, your low speed braking control. So if you're driving, I believe about 3 miles per hour and you're gonna hit something in the front or back, it'll automatically brake for you before you hit that obstacle. So like a car or a wall or a fence or something like that. I was actually going to the car wash one time, and then the car wash had the little, you know, the little flaps that hang down before it turns on. And I was gonna hit the flap, and my Civic that I had, it was a 22 Civic, it braked because it thought I was gonna hit a wall. So be mindful of that feature. You do have parking sensor on and off, and this is for front and back, and your collision mitigation braking, so your automatic braking. You can have no content, so it shows nothing, but here you can change your miles per hour to kilometers if you leave the country. You have your brightness here, so if you want to make it, you know, brighter or dimmer, instead of it be auto, then you can customize that. Gauge display will allow you to remove certain features that you don't want to show in the list. And I think everything is checked off. And then warn is going to let you know if your hood is open, or you have a low tire, or your seatbelt is not on, or something, oil change, something isn't warning. And we're right back to range and fuel. So if you're familiar with Honda, you're already familiar with that display. It's really easy to use. They have some options there that you don't have to look at the screen or look at your phone. On the right side, you do have your wipers. So on this stock, you have off, intermediate, low, high for the front wiper, and you have off, intermediate, on for the rear wiper. Now, the Trail Sport and the Elite will give you the Trail Watch camera, where you have a camera up front, camera on the sides, and camera in the back, and it gives you the 360 view. You don't get that in the Touring. Now, you still can clean the back window on the Touring, and if you had a Trail Sport or an Elite, this one cleans the front window, front camera, But because this one don't have the front camera, this button cleans the back camera anyways. Both of them cleans the back camera. But of course, Honda wasn't gonna like scrape that off, so if you have a Touring, it won't show the symbol up there. They just kind of kept it for all of them. And on the right side of the steering wheel, you do have your cruise control buttons here. So you have cruise on and off, you have cancel, resume, set. You do have your adaptive cruise control distance here. So if you turn on cruise, you see a little cruise button there. And then if I push this guy right here, you're gonna see let me see, focus on there. There you go. And you see the different levels. So that's how you adjust the car that's in front of you when you're using your adaptive cruise control. If you hold it, it'll put into cruise mode where it does not automatically slow down for you. This is standard cruise control. You get up to speed, you set your speed, it stays at the speed. If somebody get in front of you, the pilot will not automatically slow down for you. This is regular cruise control. If you hold it again, then you'll go back to adaptive cruise control where it will slow down for you. But yeah, the phone's taking forever to focus. But you have your lane keep assist button on this side where, you know, you turn it on. It's mostly for highway driving. It will keep you centered in your lane. It will mean Jesus take the wheel. You drive by itself. It's just to help reduce fatigue in your arm. You can drive with one hand. You can be more relaxed while you're driving. You do have paddle shifters behind the steering wheel, which allow you to control the 10-speed automatic transmission. A good example is if you're going downhill and you don't want to use your brakes the whole way, you can downshift and be in a lower gear. Or if you want to have a spirited drive and shift on your own, then you can do that as well. The leather is leather wrapped on the Touring, and it is stitched in the inside as well. You got some gloss black on the outside. Same material as the door handle on there, this inside of the rim, and it feels good to the hands. Not too thick, but it's not too skinny as well. You have your Honda emblem up front, and this is not leather. This is just your regular hard plastic, I would say. Now coming along to the right side, you have your touchscreen display here. Now I know everyone complained about the Pilot not having a big screen. This is an upgrade from the previous Pilot, but everyone wished that it either had the Accord screen or is bigger than this, or they were like, this is just a Civic screen. If you're not familiar with Honda, Honda usually, you know, have similar things throughout their vehicle. My opinion though, the 9-inch is fine. For this side of the vehicle, it is fine. Everyone is going to the large like tablet style screens, or like having pretty much have like a huge iPad that's on the screen. Honda's still traditional and give you some buttons and touchscreen at the same time. So on the left side, there are physical buttons. You have home, back, volume. You have a tuning switch here. So you don't have a tuning knob, but at least you have I'm forgetting what it's called, a button, pretty much, a seek button. There we go. And you do have a few apps on the screen, and you have multiple screens. So it's made to be like turn off the heat for right now. It's made to be like your smartphone where you can drag and drop and customize apps. So on the first page by default, you can view all your apps. You have navigation, and this is a built-in navigation system. You still have your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto that you can use, but if you don't want to use your phone, you still have a built-in navigation system. And then you have phone, you do have FM, you have Bluetooth, you have smartphone connection. That's going to be Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and it is wireless on the Touring. It's also wireless on the EXL, the Trail Sport, the Elite. If you get any Pilot with this 9-inch, you're going to have the wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. If you get an LX or a Sport, you get a smaller 7-inch touchscreen display, but it's not wireless. You got to plug your phone in to use that feature. Satellite radio built in, trip computer. You have general settings. I like to go over vehicle settings because I like the new menu that they have set up. See how it says driver 2 up there, because I can change all these settings and save it to the driver 2 key. So when I unlock it with driver 2, everything's set up to how I have it for driver 2. Same thing if you have the driver 1 key as well. And you do, let me go to door and window setup, because you do have walkaway auto lock feature too. So if you turn that feature on, you can walk away from the Pilot when it's off, and if you forget to lock it, it'll lock automatically, which a lot of vehicles don't have, especially in this class. But I like the pictures and how they kind of just have pictures of pilots and they set everything up. It's actually pretty cool. So let's get out of here. And you do have a USB AM tucked away back here. You have system upgrades. You do have built-in Wi-Fi hotspot. So you can have Wi-Fi in the Pilot, but it is a free trial with AT&T. You do got to sign up. After a while, you have to pay for it. It's like a subscription. But just in case you want to hook up your laptop, your iPad, your kids' stuff is about to, you have Wi-Fi built in. Honda Link. Honda Link has been updated and is a little bit more better, and there's a lot more features. I'm still working on a video on Honda Link to show you guys that guy. You have smart shortcuts, display mode, and cabin talk. So you turn that guy on, and let's say you have some kiddos in the third row, and instead of you screaming at them, you can just put yourself in the intercom, like, hey, we're not going to McDonald's. Stop picking your nose, or stop crying. I'm just playing. But yeah, so that's actually a cool feature that they throw in here. Because the previous pilot did have this same feature and a rear entertainment system, but because of the moonroof situation, there's no more rear entertainment system in the newer pilots. Down below, you have your air vents. Now, the Civic came out with that air vent that goes across the whole dash, and the Accord, the HRV. Everyone has been, CRV's been kind of having their own version of it. Pilot kind of got his own thing going on here. So you have your hazards in the middle. They went back to the original Pilot to have the little storage tray or bin, not even the bin, so storage tray in there. The previous Pilot did not have this guy, so it's cool to have that. And right below that, you have your climate control. And that's another thing too is, everything is not on the screen kind of like everyone else. Go back to home on that guy. So you still have physical buttons. So if you're traditional, you don't want your climate control on the touchscreen, things like that, you're gonna love this. Super simple. So you have your three-way heated seats, high, medium, low, driver and passenger. If you want heated back seats, you have to get an Elite. If you want ventilated front seats, you have to get an Elite. But you have your climate control here, on and off switch. You do have your temperature for the driver, and you switch the temperature for the passenger, and you can control the rear temperature up here as well. So you have your modes, you have auto, change your temperature there, AC on and off, front defrost, on and off, heated side mirrors and heated back glass, air circulation, sync. So if you turn this on, you control all three sides. If you turn this off, the passenger catch on fire. And you do have your rear settings down here, so you can turn the rear on and off. And if you do have the rear on, you can go to their settings and adjust to how you want it back there for your kiddos or your passengers. And you have rear lock because there is a button in the second row where you can control the temperature back there too. But if your kids keep messing with it, you can turn that on, lock it off. They can't mess with it. Down below that, I don't know what you put in here, but you can probably put like some change or receipts or charger or something. I don't know. You're not putting the phone in there though. But you do have a USB-A and a USB-C. So USB-A is for charging and Apple CarPlay, Android Auto if you want to use wired. USB-C is just for charging. You have your power outlet there. Touring also will give you a wireless phone charger pad and another space, so you can put two phones up here. Now here's your transmission selector, and it is buttons. And a lot of people, when I test drive, especially if they haven't driven a Honda, they see this and they're like, "How do you use this?" Or so I don't like this. But after a few drives, you do get used to it. So it's actually pretty nice. So park, reverse is different than neutral drive and park because if you're doing this without looking, Honda want to make sure you know where you're pressing. So reverse is kind of like back this way. Park, you push down, neutral, you push down, and drive, you push down. Also, there's an S for sport mode. So if you push drive again, it'll put your pilot into sport mode. You see the S right there, let you know you're in sport mode. If it'll focus, let's see, boom, right there. There you go. So there you know what gear you're in. It pretty much put the transmission into a sport mode where you hold higher RPMs, it shifts more faster, you hear more engine noise, more spirited driving. And I'm gonna put it back in reverse so you guys can see the backup camera because you don't get the 360 like you do in the Trail Sport and the Elite, but you do get Honda's multi-angle backup camera. So you have wide angle, you have normal, and you have looking straight down as well. And you also have cross traffic on and off. So if the car coming from that way or that way, it'll beep, alert you, let you know which way the car is coming from. And you can actually make the backup camera smaller and have a radar on the backup camera as well and adjust the brightness. Now, my biggest thing with the new Civics, the new CRVs, the Pilot, they all have this older, this backup camera, I think it's from all the previous cars, and they just put it on a bigger screen, so it's not as clear as some cars out there. So that's one thing I'll say that I kind of don't like about the newer Hondas is their backup camera, but I'm sure they're gonna update that pretty soon. But coming back down here, you do have the drive mode, and here you have multiple different drive modes on the Touring. So you got sport, you got normal, you got econ, snow, trail mode, sand mode, and tow mode. So multiple different drive modes you can choose from. And below that, you do have your engine auto stop feature. This switch turns it off. When you turn off the Pilot and turn it back on, it goes back to being on, so you have to turn it off each time. And you do have your downhill cruise control. So pretty much it's like a hill descent control. You can set up to 12 miles per hour. And I don't know. I'm trying to figure out when you would use this. Maybe off-roading or like a bumpy road and you don't want to use your brakes going down the whole way, then you can turn that guy on. You have electronic parking brake. So this started in the 23. The previous Pilot had a foot pedal. So now it's electronic. And because you have electronic parking brake, you have brake hold. So when you're in drive, your foot is on the brakes, you can turn this feature on. Your seatbelt would have to be on. Take your foot off the brake and it won't move while you're in drive. And if you give it gas, it will let you go. And when you stop, it's gonna keep holding your brake until you turn it back off. So it's a cool feature. You had the ATM, drive-through, dropping the kids off at school or something like that, comes in handy. Here are your cup holders. And I think this little portion right here is for if you have a mug, the handle can fit in there. I'm not too sure. The Touring will give you in-bit lighting, so you can see some lighting in here at nighttime. It looks pretty nice at nighttime. It's actually a nice touch on the Pilot. And you have your armrest here. It's soft, but it could be softer. Open this guy up, it's huge. The new Passport actually just went to the same bin style. And you don't have no plugins in there, just a rubber tray, a little coin holder, and that's pretty much it. But it's actually a decent size. And below your new little bin over there, you have your glove box. It is lockable, and it is damp too. So it'll open slowly. It's not lined, but plenty of space in there. And above here on your rear view, I'm about to say rear view camera, your rear view mirror, it is auto dimming and home link is standard. I know on the CRV and the Accord, you have to, it's not standard no more on certain trim levels. You have to add it as an accessory, but Honda still give it to you standard on the Pilot. So you have this guy, you can turn on and off the auto dimming, and you have 3 different options of garages or gates or whichever you want to use. Above that, you have your lighting. It is LED. The whole cabin interior is LED. And you do have your sunglass holder slash who threw that Cheeto mirror. That way you don't have to look behind you. You see what's going on. And you do have your moonroof control and your shade control because you do have a panoramic moonroof, which is also new with the newer generation Pilot. But because they have the panoramic moonroof, you don't have a rear entertainment system. I know the previous Pilot, if you got an Elite, it had a moonroof and then another glass back there with the screen fold down the middle. But Honda just went with a whole new thing now. So pull that guy back and it will open up the shade. The shade will open all the way and it'll open up above your rear passenger, so it'll feel more roomy in here. Especially with this black interior, it'll feel more spacious. And then this left one will open the moonroof. Now the whole thing doesn't open, it'll just open this portion right here. But still, you get both moonroof and panoramic moonroof. If you push it straight up, then it will also tilt up as well, like that, which is pretty cool. Ford will always close it. Let's get the shade back in because that sun is coming in. I think it's beaming on me. Now, I don't know if you noticed, but the headliner is not gray. It's kind of like beige. So even though this is a black interior, the headliner is beige. I believe if you get a Sport, the headliner is black. I got to double check that. But I know Honda likes to just have the headliner a different color no matter what interior color you get. And let's take a look at the vanity mirrors. So open this guy up. So it's not LED, it is a regular bulb, but at least you get a mirror and a light. And let's take a look at the passenger side. Same thing as well. So they can do their makeup, take a look at themselves. We're gonna jump out of here and actually jump into the second row because that's pretty important. Now let's see how wide the rear door is open. And it opens pretty wide, almost not as wide as the CRV, but it's still pretty wide. The rear door is back here, mimics the driver door. Now, hard touch, hard touch. Let me block the sun so you guys can see. This is soft, and you have some storage down here. So you have a bottle holder, another bottle holder, and more storage down there so your kids could hide all their toys and stuff, or your passengers. Same gloss black with a little silver finish up top. You do have your peasant blockers, and they're manual, so you just manually put them in there, but don't kind of feel like how I just did. Now taking a look at the second row just now, I was like, wait, hold on, this is a 7-passenger? But on the Touring, the middle seat right here is removable. So on the Touring, you can keep the seat in there and it'll be a full bench, or you can remove the seat like this one and have it a captain's. Now, Touring and the Elite that have this removable seat is if you do remove the seat, you don't have armrests for these captain's chairs. Now, if you get a Trail Sport, it's only a 7-passenger. There's no seat in the middle. You will get the little armrest. And if you buy an EXL, the EXL comes in 2 options. You can get a 8-passenger or a 7-passenger. If you get a 7-passenger, it will also come with the arms. So keep that in mind. Behind the driver's seat, you do have a mat pocket and a phone holder. And behind the passenger seat, you have a mat pocket and a phone holder as well. Air vents back here. And here's the controls I was telling you about, that if your kids is messing with it, you can lock it from up front. And you do got 2 USB-Cs back here. You do have your digital temperature, you have auto on and off, the different modes, and fan speed. So easy to use. And when you do remove the seat, you have this little plastic piece you can kick on there. On the new Pilots too, I love that Honda have the exposed, I forgot what he's called, for your car seats. The exposed, I guess I'm gonna call them bars. I forgot what they're called. But yeah, on both sides, which is nice. And you also can put a car seat back here in the third row, but only on this seat, because this seat doesn't have the labels for the car seat. But we're gonna actually jump out of here. Let's take a look at the third row. And it's real easy to get to the third row. Either you can walk around if you remove that seat, or you push this button right there, moves forward, and you get just enough space to actually put your foot here and get back there, which is really nice. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's remove these floor mats, those over there. All right, so these seats can move forward and back, and I think this one is the furthest back, or it probably can go back some more. And I still have some room behind, well, room for my knees. And you can see on that side as well. Now sitting back here, you do have cup holders. You do have air vents for the third passenger, a USB-C, and that's just in case you add a cargo tray cover. This side as well, you have cup holders, air vents, USB-C. The MDX doesn't have any air vents in the back, so if that's something that's important to you, you probably want like an elite Pilot instead of an MDX. You have some speakers back there as well, LED lighting. You do have the seatbelt up there for your middle seat, because it does seat 3 back here. I know a lot of these SUVs only seat 2. The Pilot seats 3, so you can put someone skinny in the middle, or squeeze someone back here, or put some kids back here as well. Also, to get out, you can push this button, and look at that, full right out. So we're gonna jump out of here. Let's take a look at the cargo space. Let's put that guy back. And like I showed you guys earlier, you can kick to open this tailgate. You can push the button like I did just now. You can push the button on the key fob, or you can push the button that's by the steering wheel. Now the sun is actually like beaming right now, so hopefully you guys can see pretty clear. But I'm gonna put up this other third row, and there's no power there's no power third row or anything like that. You just grab the strap, pull it, and you can either pull it down or pull it up. And they do recline. You can see this one's a little bit more further back than this guy as well. Let me put the carpet over there. So part of the protection package that my Pilot have, it has this foldable tray. So if you have both seats down, you can put the tray over the seats. That way you don't ruin the carpets. But your Pilot may just come with nothing and just be carpet like this. And if you open this guy up, it is reversible. So there's a hard side over here, and there's a carpet side over here, and you can take this out and flip it to decide whichever side you want to. Now, the middle seat is already stored away in here, so if you ever remove it from there, Honda give you a place to store it. Now, if this seat is in place, it's actually really deep. I might actually, let me take this out so I can show you guys what it looked like. I removed the seat, and you can see how deep it is without having that middle seat in here. And you have these sliders here you can take out, or you can keep them in and just have storage on this side. You have some storage over here as well. This is where your jack and your tools will be, under this little box here. And you have storage on this side as well. But yeah, if you take the dividers out, you can have this huge space. So the 180 watt max, 12 volt power outlet, and then you do have a walkaway all the close feature. So if you push this, it turns green, and the trunk is gonna stay open until you walk away, and then it'll close for you. Cool feature if your hands are full and you can't like put your hand up top to open and close the tailgate. You have that feature there. And it'll beep at you, let you know, hey, you have the key, the Pilot's running, what are you doing? So I'm gonna put the seat back in here, and then we're gonna jump into the brochure. We made it to the brochure. All right, so I feel like I just did a 23 Pilot like yesterday. We're already doing 24s. It's crazy how fast time will go by. So we are doing the Touring, and the Touring, like I said, it's an upgrade from the EXL, and the Trail Sport is an upgrade from the Sport. So that's why the Trail Sport got some features that the Touring don't have, and the Touring has some features that the Trail Sport don't have. All right, so the first thing upgrade you're gonna get from the EXL is the 20-inch wheels, because the EXL does get the 18s. Yeah, I think the EXL get 18s. Let's jump on here real fast. Okay. Yep, you get the 18s, 20s on the touring, you get the all-season tires. You do get the acoustic windshield and front door glass. So the windshield is a little bit more thicker and it's more quieter in the interior versus anything below it, which is EXL and below. You do get the power panoramic moonroof. You get the hands-free access power tailgate with walk-away close. You get the Bose sound. Did I mention that in the I don't think I've even mentioned this in the video. So you do get a Bose premium sound system with 12 speakers. That's something that the Trail Sport don't get, but Touring and Elite will have, is the Bose sound system. I don't know how I even skipped that. I forgot about that. With a subwoofer. You get the multi-zone audio. You get the Honda satellite link navigation system with Honda H. Oh yeah, digital traffic. To be honest, most people are probably not going to use the GPS anymore because of Apple CarPlay and Android Auto is kind of taking over the whole world. But it's cool that you still have a built-in navigation system. You don't have to use your phone. And you do have Honda Link, which has been updated, which comes with a lot of goodies. You can set your interior temperature. You can put on your heated seats. It's actually really cool. And you do have Wi-Fi built in, the cabin talk, you have the compass, LED lighting. So the door handles light up at night, and the door pockets, the footwells, second and third row ambient lighting. And I think it's like, I think the ambient lighting is just one color. I think it's just white, if I'm not mistaken. You can't change the color, it's just one color. You do got the gloss black roof rails. You have the stowable second row center seat, on-demand in-trunk seat storage, and second row captain chair is not available because you can't. The EXL, you can get a second captain's chair and that's it. Remember, on a touring, it's a bench, or you can remove the seat to make a captain. It's up to you. So let's jump in and actually build one. And here's the whole line up here. We're gonna jump into the touring, and yeah, you have the option between two-wheel and all-wheel. So if they give you both, no, they're just gonna give me the two-wheel. So two-wheel drive, you get 19 city, 27 highway. And if we go up to all-wheel drive, you're looking at 19 city, 25 highway. So you see the difference there between two-wheel and all-wheel. Also, all-wheel will tow up to 5,000 pounds, where I believe two-wheel is 3,500 pounds. And that's correct. So you got that guy there. But we're going to do all-wheel drive because that's what we have. Here's all the colors. So we're going to start with Crystal Black Pearl, which only comes with black interior. And fun fact, I actually didn't want to do a white one because I just did a white one on the 23 Touring. So I want to do a different color. And I have a black Touring 24, and I tried to record it twice, and it just did not go through. I had the audio messed up. I had, when I tried to do the black one, it was dirty, so I tried to wash it. Car wash wasn't open. It was just a mess. So something would just not let me do the black one for you guys. But black interior only. Lunar Silver will come with gray only, and gray headliner, gray seats. And let's go to the next color, which is Modern Steel Metallic, which only comes with black. And we got the Obsidian Blue, which should be gray. Let's see here. Only comes with gray. And then you have Platinum White Pearl that gives you black and gray. I mean, yeah, right? Black and gray? Yeah, gray. Okay. Yeah, this thing looked like gray for me. I was like, wait, what the heck? And then you have Radiant Red Metallic 2, which only gives you black interior. And Sonic Gray Pearl, which gives you black interior. I actually was trying to wait for a Sonic Gray Touring, but every time I have one coming in, it's already, I can't even get to it, it's already sold. Someone asked me, how come I didn't wash a car? And I was like, I had to jump on the car before it's gone because it's so really fast. And someone was like, oh, you're lying. And I'm like, I'm like, why am I gonna lie to you guys? Like it's so hard for me to make these videos because these cars so fast. That's why some are dirty, because they're straight off the truck. Like they get PDI'd. I try to grab them before they hit the lot, because if they hit the lot, they're gone. Most of them though are pre-sold. But let's jump into white, because white is 455 more with red and Sonic Gray. And let's make sure I have the right interior color, which is black. Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna show you guys the base price, which is $49,000. Now, if you do Platinum White Pearl, 455 more. and destination handling is $1,375. You're looking at $50,830. That's assuming you buy one at MSRP. It does come with this Honda Service Pass, so free oil change, oil filter, tire rotation, multi-point inspection for 2 years or 24,000 miles, whichever comes first. So let's jump in and look at some accessories. Being that this is a touring, I'm not, I'm not thinking there's so many things you can add, but you can add these 20s. Okay, those look nice. I actually like those. The black alloys, those look nice. That looks nice too. And then they have the HPD bronze, which is okay. I really like these. Those look nice. I like how that looks. But let's go back to accessories and let's go interior. And there's not really going to be much you can put technology-wise because the touring does come with a lot of goodies. And you can add a heated steering wheel though, because the Elite comes standard with a heated steering wheel. You can add on the touring, which is cool. And look at logo pattern projector, seat back protectors. So many things you can do. There's the engine block heater, had a fill-in. And then all your crossbars and all your good stuff, blackout emblems. So much things you can do. Fender flares. Oh, okay, it looks good with the black ones too. But yeah, you have plenty of options. You can put a tent on it if you want a tent. And then I'm gonna show you guys the packages because you have PPO packages. So these are packages from Honda. It's not from the dealership. The dealership don't add this. When Honda built the car, they will add one of these packages on the Pilot, and it's not every Pilot. I don't know how they decide, but you have a function package, you have the HBD package, you have the HBD Plus. So pretty much they added this new HBD Plus because I don't know if people complain that they didn't want the stickers and the fender flares and all that stuff on the HBD package. Because this guy gives you the door trim, the wheels, and that's it. So you can have the HBD wheels. I don't know why they're showing the fender flares if this one don't have fender flares. I don't know what Honda's thinking with that one. And with the Plus, this one's going to give you the fender flares. They give you the door trim, the stickers all around, the HBD stickers, and that's pretty much it. So yeah, you can get an HBD package with the stickers or without it if you don't want that. Towing package, you have the bronze package. So not that much options, but you have some PPO packages. And then these are packages you can add to a dealership, like after you get the car or before you get it. You have the all-season protection package, cargo protection package. You have the regular protection package. Now these prices will vary because each dealership does have their own pricing with labor, and they charge different for labor and installation, and if they have any markup or anything like that in the accessory itself. Your price may vary, but this is just for the parts themselves. So let's jump back into here. So we'll end everything here and let me know what you guys think about the 24 Touring Pilot. In my opinion, if you don't need all the stuff that the Elite have, but you like the EXL, but you just want a little bit more, this is a good package to go with. And let's take a look at it. It's just a nice looking vehicle. It's just completely different from the more curvier previous Pilot. I had a lot of customers, they let me know that they skipped the last Pilot because it looked like a minivan, it looked like a hearse, it looked like an Odyssey. And this has been very popular because they went back to the original boxy look. So everyone that bought the first generation Pilot, the second generation Pilot, and skipped I think the round one was the third generation, if I'm not mistaken. And for the fourth generation, a lot of people jumping back into it. So drop a comment below. Let me know if I missed anything. You plan on buying one? Do you have one? Do you hate it? Do you not buy one? Do you buy something else? Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to catch you guys in the next walk around.